A wonderful scene. The Bught, David Chain, a key figure, playmaker. His father in the lineup with Newtonmore there today. And Kingussie, well, a clutch of teenagers, a few more senior veterans, and on the touchline, the two shrewdest managers perhaps in the business, Norman MacArthur. The referee today, Derek Cameron, a famous man himself, scored the fastest ever goal in a Camanachd Cup final, less than 10 seconds at Old Annisland. A huge crowd here today, 4 or 5 deep round the Bught Park. I haven't seen that for a long time. I understand Newtonmore have won the toss and will play towards the town. For those of you who know Inverness, that is left to right as we watch it. Newtonmore have the blue and white hoops. Kingussie in the blue and red. Our referee Dean Cameron is ready to start the 104th Camanachd Cup final at the Bught Park in Inverness. And already it's that man Chain, been brought into the game early. Through to Danny McRae at pace. McRae with a first shot, great save and a goal! My goodness, it's a goal for Danny McRae, who has almost cracked the Deep Cameron record. I make it 14 seconds or thereabouts. Newtonmore could not possibly have had a better start, Gary Innes.
Absolutely amazing. And that all came from Jamie Robinson right from the throw-up. Came down and the ball went straight down the wing. Danny McRae actually missed it the first time, and then it was flicked through him. Oh, look at, absolutely, he knew exactly what he was doing with that. And that's a great start for Newtonmore. That's exactly what they needed and would wanted from the throw-up. Well, what an amazing start for this Camanachd Cup final as well. That's exactly what Newtonmore needed. They needed to get them the nerves settled very quickly, and a goal will certainly do that for them.
You could not make it up. We make it 13 seconds. 1-3, 13 seconds. It wasn't dissimilar from the very way he scored that goal, that memorable goal at Old Annisland. He's looking at his watch. I think they're asking him how long it took. Anyway, it's done, it's dusted. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 and questions posed of both teams now, because everybody's stunned silence round the pitch. People can hardly take it in. From midfield, Newtonmore, good ball into the heart of the defence. Chain with a good shot. Well, on this pitch earlier this season, Kingussie took the McTavish Cup final, the McTavish Cup back. Newtonmore have been in a final, the Macaulay Cup final. Failed at the last minute. Here they go again, Danny McRae. Cross it comes. McRae drifting it back. Good chance again, Newtonmore pressure. Borthwick's in trouble here. Here Kingussie on the break then to Ronald Ross and Norman Campbell. 3 times the man of the match, both of them on this fantastic occasion. To our left, some dark clouds gathering again. We've had rain this morning. It could affect the pitch, but now bright sunshine here. Ross on the left hand, breaking down the wing. It's Ryan Borthwick.
I think we should maybe say that Ronald Ross has won the Albert Smith Man of the Match 3 times for the Camanachd final. However, Norman Campbell's won 3 Man of the Matches for Scotland.
Scotland, sorry.
Not in this competition. Just to correct you there, Hugh Dan, of course, sorry. I don't want a fight here.
It's 1-0 to Innes in the early stages of the Camanachd Cup final. Kingussie again. Danny McRae again. He gets it across. Persistent play. Good chance for Newtonmore again. Oh, yes! It's the second goal! It's Stephen McDonald with a second for Newtonmore. My goodness!
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And what a strike. The way he took it down, it actually looked like he'd left it just a little bit too late. But he got it past and squeezed it in at Andrew Borthwick's right-hand post there. And what an amazing strike. There we go. Newtonmore 2, Kingussie 0.
Look at the control, McDonald, the way he turned the head of the Caman. almost upside down to get the ball down. Questions undoubtedly to be asked of the Kingussie defence here. Why was he given so much time? 7 minutes gone. 2 goals to Newtonmore, the record cup holders. Kingussie, however, have been here, they've done it, they know what's required.
Well, as you said, Hugh, Dan, these young boys at 1-0 really need to step themselves up. At 2-0, they really need to dig deep now, and they need to lift it in the middle of the field here. This is where Newtonmore really seem to be pushing the ball forward, and they're first to the ball every single time here as well.
The middle of the field, a key area. Just a knock there on the top of the head for Paul Gow as he went for the ball. Here's Ross again, the captain. You see playing from right to left, well policed by Norman Campbell, who's gone all the way out. There will be no prisoners taken. Campbell's gone down. Stevie Borthwick, there is no shrewder man in Shinty, and if he can work a way through this, he'll do it. It's nothing to Norman.
He's had worse from the wife. I'm only kidding. Susie will be out there shouting on her man.
And here's a good chance for Newtonmore again at the other end. Saving Gary Innes' blushes. MacArthur, a good leap in midfield. The pace of the game unrelenting. Over Campbell's head this time. Safety first, but he didn't quite get it away. It's returned. Michael Ritchie, the ball stopping. Just a spongy surface and the ball not running through to him as he might have wanted it. Good tussle in midfield. Paul MacArthur, the team manager's son. McDonald putting in his shift all the way from half forward, coming back to help the midfield. Good touch by Gow. Here's Ross. Norman Campbell. He's going to be sick of the sight of him by the time the afternoon's over, either way. Down the wing where Ross has wandered out to the corner. Ball in the danger area. Well dealt with by the young Newtonmore defender. Benny, that's what you look to your centre half back to do. Benny clears it. Here's McRae again. The 1 minute man. Gets it through, but he's overcooked that one. Borthwick on a wonder. He's got the sun hat on. The sun in Kingussie's eyes at the moment. Oh, and Binny goes down. 8 out of 10 to Binny for that one. He knew exactly where he was and what he was doing here. Now, Lee Bain's a key figure, Gary. There were question marks about his fitness, but the very fact that they got him back shows how important he is to the team.
Well, absolutely. Lee Bain is, I would say, one of the pretty much the heart and soul of the new Kingussie team and lineup that's out there now, and he's been a huge player for them.
Here's Ross sending Thomas Borthwick away on the far side, but again well policed by the Newtonmore defence. This time it's Borthwick. Oh, a good effort by Borthwick. Well, not even a half chance.
Not really, no. That's the first time we've actually seen Kingussie really have a stab at the goals here. You see Ryan Borthwick just taking a shot, and Michael polices it by well.
Good effort. And the yellow boots. Danny McRae. Great turn from McRae, lining it up. Here he goes again. Breaks in the box, and again it's Danny McRae. Danny McRae is the guy who's causing the problem.
Absolutely, time and time again. He's running, he's holding, he's looking, and he's creating space, and that's a great ball in. I think he would have liked to have caught it a bit better than he did, but Glenn McIntosh seems to get a hold of it here, and a wee bit of afters as well, but Ali McLeod seemed to be right up behind him there, not giving him a second chance.
And interestingly, of course, in the original lineup we had, Ryan Borthwick was in defence, but he's now been pushed up to basically outside left forward for Kingussie. All part of the ploys and the misinformation flying about all over the place. Far on the left-hand side, there's a Newtonmore man spare. Well, Cameron Binney didn't see him, and McDonald is furious there because Binney never lifted his head to see the spare man.
I think what Cameron Binney tried to do there was just lob it onto Andrew Borthwick and wait for Glenn McIntosh and his fellow teammates to pile in on top of him, but he just got under it a little bit too much, and well, the end result was well over the bar.
Here's Binney again. You talk about anyone who wears his heart in his sleeve. That's the Binney style. And here's MacArthur. Great ball out to the left where McRae, I almost said gallops after it. It's just a bit slower than that. McRae into the middle. A good chance again, Glenn McIntosh. A brilliant tackle by Lee Bain. Just what Gary Innes was talking about earlier. Here's McRae. Jiggling. Looking for... He's asking a lot of McIntosh, with the ball held up again on the spongy surface. That's a great ball. Just ahead of Stevie McDonald. 50-50 ball, nothing wrong with that. And a great block again, but look at that. Total commitment from both players. Here's Borthwick. Blocked off. Paul MacArthur playing a bit of a sweeper role in the middle of the field at the moment. It's all Newtonmore. Here's McRae again. This time, no way through. Gary Munro gets it away. Paul Gow to Ross. This is developing into one of the great challenges in a Camanachd Cup final. Ross B. Campbell. It's a great turn again by McDonald. Just aiming for space. Ali MacLeod. Oh, 35 years or so of him. Here's that man Shane. And he gets it. Look at the effort and the persistence. McIntosh trying to create the space. Ali MacLeod comes out. Unceremoniously dumped, and that's still going on. Derek Cameron stepping in. It's still going on in the background. Oh, and Ali MacLeod's taking a bad one. Go back to the rolling subs. The teams have to name 5 at the start. They can use 3. Kingussie have now used 1, Rory Fraser, so they can take him on and off. And they might want to bring MacLeod back, I suspect, if they can at all. MacLeod is on the touchline. He's been patched up. I can see him in the distance. Good chance again for Newtonmore. Here's Danny McRae. This time he's over for it. It's McRae. Oh, great save, Borthwick. Great save, Borthwick. And a little bit of toing and throwing again that we could do without in the box. That was a fantastic save.
Absolute cracking. And I say, here we see Danny McRae taking the strike, and it hit Andrew, and he's got rid of it. He's dealt with it very, very well. And Glenn McIntosh being the first Newtonmore running in, and you can see a wee bit of afters here. That's definitely reminiscent on the challenge on Ali MacLeod there.
Well, we'll see how that develops. A good ball across the face of the goal from the corner. Newtonmore pressure. Half a chance again on the edge of the box. Dangerous territory. The Kingussie player goes down. It's Gary Munro.
It's starting to get very personal and very physical in there as well. There's absolutely no prisoners taken whatsoever from either forwards nor defenders.
Ali MacLeod is standing by on the touchline, still there. The colours, a sea of blue and white, I have to say. Not so much blue and red in evidence at the moment, and no wonder. 2 goals down, Kingussie. Amazingly, perhaps. Rory Fraser, who's made a difference in the Kingussie defence since he came on. A rarity, the ball moving up to this end. Here's Ross trying to get away from Norman Campbell. Couldn't even get away that time. From the middle, Greg McRae. Oh! Well, a flashing drive from Thomas Borthwick.
That was absolute cracking, and I think we're just seeing Norman Campbell going down. I think the initial ball that Ron Ross put through came off the side of his face, but a beautiful first touch there by Thomas Borthwick. We've seen it time and time again. You cannot ever write off Kingussie. We're seeing a little blood injury here on Norman Campbell. I think that was from the pass that Ronald Ross tried putting in earlier on.
I'm surprised that's been allowed to continue. Any blood injuries, a chance again. Martin Dallas, this time the first time he's really had a chance. 4 goals in the Sutherland Cup final, Gary. A different kettle of fish this though.
Absolutely, and I think he's been awarded a corner here. So yeah, that's actually been a great defensive challenge.
Good. Just trying a little bit fancy for the position Kingussie are in at the moment. Hutchison, who's been pulled back into defence. The Newtonmore half forwards, Gary, are putting in a tremendous shift to keep the ball up in the forward third of the field.
Absolutely, and if you look at the squad and the amount of players that Newtonmore have over Kingussie as well, I think we've got 16 named at Kingussie and we've got 18 for Newtonmore, and that might be a key tactical decision by Norman McCarthy, the manager, as well, is to get those lads to run into the ground just now with a view of maybe changing that later on.
Good ball in on Borthwick. Borthwick deals with it very well. He had an awful long time to wait for that one. That was a great ball. Steady eye. If he had been just half an inch out, it was curtains for Kingussie, I suspect. Dreadful ball to have to deal with, that hanging lob in Shinty. This is how he dealt with it.
Well, here we see the long hit in, and Andrew, you can see it's moving even in the air. He brings it down well, and actually it's Danny McRae just bobbles over his stick as well, and gives Kingussie a second chance at getting rid of it.
If there's any criticism of Borthwick, it's that he knocked it straight out into the oncoming forwards. Here's some wood flying. Jamie Robinson. Some poor, just a bit panicky, the Kingussie effort at the moment. There's another example through Gow's legs. Bain goes back, clever play by Bain to cover the error. Here's Ross. Bundled off it by Norman Campbell. Roars of approval from the blue and white. Here's Gow. Good space for Gow. Lines it up. Poor hit. Oh, exhibition stuff from Norman Campbell. Needless.
Amazing looking around the field just how many blue and white supporters there are here today as well, and I think that shows just how big this occasion is for Newtonmore, and with the current squad they have and everything else as well. It's just a huge support for them today. Now they may be lighter, but a lot of this is 50-50 challenges just now, and Kingussie just are not winning those with the presence of Newtonmore.
There's a chance for McIntosh to rumble the Kingussie defence again. Chance at Borthwick. Borthwick had to guard against that one.
He did. It was a very tight angle there for Danny McRae, but the opportunity was there for him, and he's done it before, and I'm sure he can see himself doing it again. Great work again with Glenn McIntosh. In we come. It's a brilliant challenge, and there we go. Very tight angle, just nipped it over the top.
And I suspect some of that weight thing you were talking about there, Rory McRae going in, I should say, McRae going in on Fraser, but here's a chance for Kingussie. That's a great strike, and that is out of the top drawer. Fraser Monroe with a magnificent strike for Kingussie to get Kingussie back in the Camanachd Cup final. Kingussie are on a roll.
Well, what a strike. And here we see young Fraser Monroe collects the ball, beats Jamie Robinson, and just lets an absolute cracker go. That's what you dream of in a Camanachd Cup final. Absolutely outstanding strike, and that brings them right back in it, and I think that's probably Kingussie's first shot on target for this Camanachd Cup final. Here we are 32 minutes into the game.
Well, he outpaced Robinson, left him flat on his back, and then he unleashed the most sensational shot to take this dramatic Camanachd Cup final to its third goal, 2 of which have gone to Newtonmore. Newtonmore 2, Kingussie 1 in the first 33 minutes. Extraordinary events at the Bught Park, and it's far from finished, let me tell you. We haven't even reached the halfway stage. Here's a chance for Newtonmore, and again it's on target but blocked. And we think we're going to have Louis Monroe appears to be getting ready for Kingussie. Now this could be the first of the real rolling subs as we look at this chance. That was a good chance.
It's Steve McDonald again, but straight into the heart of Gary Monroe there as well, and places it wide well.
Rory Fraser putting his body on the line. It's Martin Dallas who's gone off for Louis Monroe. Now Louis Monroe had to leave the field in the McTavish Cup final, and Dallas came on for him at that point. So that's an interesting change. We'll come back to that. At the other end, Glenn McIntosh could have shot, but gets it back out to Stevie McDonald, who fires it in just a little bit too hard. Up the touchline. A couple of Borthwicks.
You can see there's a lot more kind of focus now with Kingussie as well, and a lot more enthusiasm for trying to get the ball as well.
Certainly upped the pace, so that's one change anyway that they've had to make, and one change they've chosen to make. There's Ross trying to deflect Campbell's Caman. Interesting block with one hand.
The Kyle's manager also felt they weren't getting the protection from the very same referee, but here we go, Ron Ross.
Here's Ross on the backhand. Good stop by Ritchie with his left hand. First strike by Ronald Ross. Well dealt with by Ritchie though.
Very well dealt with. And here we see Ronald just turns like he does in a sixpence, and it's a great strike and a great save.
It's the first time he's got a shot on goal. The clanking in the background is the goalkeeper with his studs on the post. Oh, a mistake by McIntosh. Well, Ritchie had to take, I think it was a silly mid-on or square cut at that, whatever the cricket shot would have been.
Yeah, you had to deal with it very quickly, and when I saw it late as well, as you see it coming across, and Fraser McIntosh's stick just flicks it up a little bit more. Oof. But dealt with just perfect.
I don't think so. Back it comes across again. This time Norman Campbell takes it out. The tacky surface.
I think the problem with obviously the weather it's been in Inverness the last few days with the rain, they haven't actually managed to cut the grass as short as they would have liked. So I think that's certainly playing its part just now.
Well, here's a free hit to Kingussie. And I think if this works for Kingussie, Stevie Borthwick might be changing his mind about the referee. But anyway, no direct free hit, of course. He has to pass it to someone. Well, he has to pass it to someone of his own team for a start, which he failed to do. Here's Bain again, always driving them forward. Ross and Campbell. Campbell, dangerous area on the edge of the box here, the penalty box. And Ross has gone down. He's taken a knock.
Here we have a Kingussie corner.
And again the ball. Notice the ball is not inside the circle where it should be. That could be contentious. Here's another contentious one. Another Kingussie tackle goes down. He's allowed play to go on. Now that would have been interesting if the advantage rule worked, because the referee can play advantage to see what happens. What's happened is that the ball is now at the other end of the field. And here's Danny McRae. Rory Fraser just all over him like a rash that time. A chance to Newtonmore. Oh, down he goes. And Lee Bain. Well, Stevie McDonald will feel hard done by here, Gary.
I think so. He seemed to go down. I wasn't sure if he was caught or if he tripped, but he certainly looked like he had been caught the way he looked at the player after. Here we see it. The stick comes in. It's still hard to even see it. It actually looks like he's actually blocked his stick, and it's his own body weight is taking him over.
It seemed to me his momentum took him over. Down at the Kingussie goal, I see Ian Borthwick, who never made it fitness-wise. I see Ian Borthwick with his brother, the goalkeeper, just discussing some tactical changes maybe. Here's Kingussie again. Borthwick into the middle. Oh, a nudge there on the edge of the box. Claims. Big shout from the Kingussie forwards again.
I think the referee's given it this one, Hugh Dan.
Well, the referee has blown. Derek Cameron has blown for a foul on the edge of the box. Well, this could be a very big moment.
Yeah, here we see the ball going in, and it's a blatant, that's a very silly challenge by Cameron Binney. That's silly stuff. He knows that a push in the back there is so dangerous.
Well, that is the penalty box. That was, well, you have to say the initial foul or the start of the foul was outside the box. Now the position here is, again, Kingussie have to pass the ball before they can strike at goal. Ronald Ross is going to make the first pass, it would appear. Then they can shoot. So he has to pass it to someone else first. Slips it through to Borthwick. Good defence by Newtonmore. They get it back across and away with interest. Where Bain sends it back straight away. We're heading for half-time. 3 minutes.
I'm surprised that Stevie Borthwick hasn't maybe pulled Ronald Ross off the sawdust yet, because he's getting absolutely no change from Norman Campbell whatsoever, and obviously being their most influential forward.
Here he is again, Ross. Half a chance. He just got away.
Nearly at my words.
His feet.
Nearly at my words, but he hasn't had many opportunities all day. Norman's been on his back and on his case the whole time. And if they took him out to a wing forward there, Norman would either have to come with him, which would create that gap which he's mopping up at the back, or they would then get a new marker for Ronald.
Let's see if the new stick makes a difference to Paul MacArthur's effort. Well, you see what you thought of the tackle.
He seems to be reacting a lot to the crowd as well, which is the last thing you want to do as a player. You want to just stay focused on the game and leave the crowd to shout what they want.
We never got to see his shy because he had to take a free hit. Danny McRae has had a quiet spell at the other end. Here he comes again, Danny McRae! Danny McRae has had a quiet spell and he has fired Newtonmore further ahead. What a finish!
What a finish, and what a time to do it, to go in the 2-goal lead, like we touched on, going in with that 1-goal lead after dominating the first 25 minutes of the game. They would have been happy with, but what a strike. The way he took that as well and left Andrew Butt with absolutely no chance.
Well, as the late David Francie would have said, dearie, dearie me, you never say someone's had a quiet spell because he's going to do something like that. Danny McRae.
If I remember correctly, someone was talking about me having a quiet spell last year as well.
I remember it well. Danny McRae has put Newtonmore 2 goals ahead on the cusp of half-time. Newtonmore 3, Kingussie 1. Kingussie have it all to do again because 2 goals are a much more difficult prospect than 1 goal, and I mean that absolutely sincerely. Here it comes across again. Too high for Thomas Borthwick. Again, the physical chores. In the 50-50 balls, as you were saying earlier, Gary, the Kingussie players are the ones who are going down.
They are, yes. The physical presence just is not that of the same as Newtonmore, not the same stock. And as you can see, the Newtonmore are big physical boys.
This is a great ball into the heart of the defence, and Norman Campbell had to be very brave there. 2 feet out of goal with Ronald Ross on his back. See what happens here. Borthwick turning back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, and eventually squeezed out by Rory Kennedy, and then Robinson comes back. It's a poor clearance though.
That was outstanding play by Rory Kennedy there.
When he nearly used his head on that. That would have been a foul if he had headed it, but he got away with it because he missed it. And again, a better ball from the middle from Kingussie, but a slack. They're just snatching at things, aren't they?
They are. Again, that will take the win completely out their sails with that Danny McRae strike. And I think they'll need to go in. They'll be looking for half-time now to get in, regroup, and get the tactics sorted. But I think that if Kingussie stand any chance of winning this, they've got to get Ronald Ross off Norman Campbell just now, because he's not getting anything.
It's not working.
No.
And Norman MacArthur, the manager we saw there, was a teammate of Angus McRae, who is Danny McRae's father, and somewhere around this pitch, Angus McRae will be watching quietly. See if there's another medal coming the family way. But again, it's a long way off, but he's been there and done it. And there's McIntosh. That's what you want to see at this point in time. Long ball up to your forwards, eat into the clock, because we're going to be way over time in the first half because of injuries and changes. Ali McLeod having to leave the field earlier on. This man, Rory Fraser, took his place. The match programme is claiming 47 years of age, would you believe, and still a gazelle. He will tell you himself. MacArthur, great ball again in, beautifully killed. Brought to the ground by McIntosh, is looking for Binney. Maybe not the guy you would want in the end of it. Here's Stevie McDonald, drew his club twice there. Bain, strong as an ox, clearing his line. There's arguably nobody better at that kind of thing in Shinty at the moment.
There is not, and the amazing thing about Lee is not also his incredible Shinty skill, but is actually his speed and his pace is just phenomenal, and that's why most forwards really struggle against him.
Binney. Poor hitting again. Quality of the hitting in from the touchline, I have to say, is very poor. The quality of the match so far has been extraordinary as Deep Cameron draws a halt to a miraculous first half where that man Danny McRae has scored twice and Stephen McDonald has scored a third. He got one in between McRae's 2 goals, and at half time that has taken us to the position where we have Newtonmore ahead. Newtonmore 3, Kingussie 1. Very quickly, Gary, where does it go from here?
Well, it's hard to say really. If I'm honest with my own thoughts, I think it's going to Newtonmore. I can't see Kingussie coming back from that just now.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. It's going to Newtonmore, the great man says.
There we go. I've been trying to stay away and avoid it all day, but there it is. It's out there now. It's out there.
Well, Derek Cameron, our referee, is in the middle. He has got the second half underway. And goodness me, we had a goal in the first minute of the first half from Danny McRae, which set Newtonmore on the way to leading 3-1 at the interval. Danny McRae, Stephen McDonald and Danny McRae again, and Fraser Monroe for Kingussie. Here's Newtonmore setting their stall out straight away. The fantastic and unique setting of the Bught Park in Inverness. The 104th Camanachd Cup final. No changes in the teams as far as we're aware at half time. And just a little bit of something going on.
Rory Fraser seemed to just hit the ball out of Danny, or take it off Danny McRae there.
You can't take a quick free hit until I blow the whistle. Because you can't, you've got to wait the whistle. Listen, once it's away, right? Don't get
Can
involved.
have a wee look here. I think Danny's still got the ball yet.
Wait till I blow, he says, and he takes off. What can Stephen Borthwick do? He looks puzzled, he looks agitated.
He looks worried too, Dan. I think looking at his bench as well, he hasn't got a lot of options, to be honest. I think he's kind of played his full deck of cards already, and he's hoping what he's got on the field can do the job, because what he's got on the bench doesn't really doesn't worry Newtonmore, I'd imagine.
Better from MacArthur on the touchline, who had some trouble with his hitting in the first half. Here's Robinson. Newtonmore, of course, the big question, will the engine keep running and keep ticking over? Because it let them down in the Macaulay Cup final. This has to be said.
I think we've got a very different field as well to the Macaulay final today, Hugh, Dan. With this long grass as well, it's holding the ball up and giving the players kind of time to come and meet the ball, whereas with the likes of Kyle's Athletic then who run all the time, they're very, very different teams.
Play goes on. Play is going on because Newtonmore have the ball. Well, no sympathy from the referee, and again a clash in midfield. The game just fraying a bit at the moment. These are key moments. This is a great turn from Borthwick, and as Gary said, they needed to get Ronald Ross away from Campbell. They've done that, but Campbell is head and shoulders above everybody in the Newtonmore defence at the moment. Ross has wandered away over to the far side, where he's being policed by, I think it's Rory Kennedy has taken the duties. And if I'm not mistaken, are they not related? There's MacArthur.
It's a great ball.
It's a great ball into the heart of the defence. A deflection. Hutchison doing the tidying. Paul Gow sends it up into the middle. Now this is Kingussie's problem area at the moment. Retaining the ball. Ross turns it left to A. Borthwick to Martin Dallas just overrunning it there. I think the pace of the game is defeating Martin Dallas today so far. MacArthur takes a good look, a second look in fact. There's that man Bain, who must be beginning to stake his claim for man of the match, I'd say. If he was in the winning team, he'd be well ahead in my book. He's had a great game. Here's Norman Campbell, who similarly has had an outstanding match at the back for Newtonmore. And here's the goal scorer, 2 so far, Danny McRae. And that man, that is outstanding defending from Lee Bain.
Brilliant ball in by Danny McRae. You see it just getting brought down. Lee Bain nips it past one and then out.
Now, the Albert Smith Medal as man of the match is chosen by a committee, Gary. On the committee of one on which you sit, you obviously have Danny McRae head and shoulders ahead at the moment.
For me, Danny McRae is certainly up there. Norman Campbell is also, and Lee Bain are my three that I think is now. I should add that I'm not actually on the committee today. I was asked, but unfortunately, because of the BBC commentary, I couldn't be.
And here's a chance for Newtonmore. A poor hit there, but he's still got it. Glenn McIntosh fighting hard for every ball. There hasn't been a pass, there hasn't been a tackle not fiercely contested today. Here's Martin Dallas, turns it back inside, threads it through to Borthwick, who's away at pace. Here's Borthwick into the box, down he goes, no flag. Howls of derision from the Kingussie supporters and the Kingussie bench, and Robinson fires it up. Here's Glenn McIntosh, raging from end to end. You just can't take your eye off. Here's Borthwick. Andrew Borthwick put his hand to that and missed it completely.
Well, very, very interesting.
A penalty claim.
Well, it's outside the box regardless. I say at speed, it's hard to tell. I say Rory Kennedy's done his job, but at the other end, here we see Glenn McIntosh putting a brilliant ball in. Andrew Borthwick has to come out, look lively, and he's actually just done enough to get that wide, but
well, he's got away with it because the referee and the goal judge between them have come up with he didn't touch it decision.
Well, a wee trip to Specsavers maybe in the morning.
But there are other providers of glasses.
Yes, and binoculars.
But you don't need binoculars in there. You need padding, and you need a very, very stout heart.
A heart of a lion, or if not, a bulletproof vest definitely will help.
Norman Campbell, the man of the moment, at the heart of the Newtonmore defence. Here's Ross! Oh, great save! Great save, Ritchie. Michael Ritchie from Ronald Ross. Will come back to that one, because Ritchie has once again beaten Ronald Ross that time. Well, that was just in an instant. Ross was away. This is great play in the midfield. That's wonderful play by Monroe to Gow. And maybe just Louis Monroe could be turning something in midfield here. Good nudge by Fraser McIntosh. Rory Fraser with all the composure. That's reminiscent of the old days, which you won't remember, Gary, of the great shots of the Bught Park. 4-5 deep round the railings.
It's wonderful to see so many people coming back out to support the Camanachd Cup final this year. And
the Bught Park, the platform for Shinty, many would argue. Newtonmore on the attack. Repelled this time. Louis Monroe certainly made a difference to the middle of the Kingussie team, where he's orchestrating things now from full centre, right in the middle of the field, in the heart of the game.
And it's great to see Louis Monroe back in action, because Louis took a very bad knock against our own player Neil McPhee. They both collided and I think broke his collarbone, and has been missing for a good number of weeks, so it's good to see he's back fully fit. And
well, that was in the McTavish Cup final, and it was Martin Dallas, that man with number 12, who replaced him on the day and scored almost with his first touch of the ball. Here he goes again. Oh, just off balance. Just off balance when he took his final swing. Physical play from Fraser McIntosh.
There we see again.
Oh, look at Bain. Look at Bain's commitment in the tackle there. Here's Glenn McIntosh. Wonderful touch. And great play over his head. Gary Monroe. It's never been anything other than a boiling, pulsating match, frenetic pace. It just doesn't stop. Just Hutchison making a sliding tackle and getting away with it there. Bain thumps it away. Here's Dallas and McIntosh. McIntosh has had the better of everybody they've put on him today. Wee touch from Gow, cheeky wee touch. Great play, one-handed, and a good ball, but there's that man. The lanky legs and arms of Fraser McIntosh. Bain turns on his good side in this.
It's interesting to see such a strong defensive player having to turn. and Shinty, especially at this level, you would expect him to hit well on both sides.
This is Ryan Borthwick into the heart of the Newtonmore defence, and a big dive there. Now that could have been dangerous. He's in the box. This is dangerous territory. Oh, they're biting the teddy bears. It's always a bad sign.
That's foreplay, Hugh Dan.
Yeah. I'm saying nothing. Hutchison under pressure. I think, well, that stick hasn't gone. I thought the stick had broken, but Borthwick, Campbell all over him. He turns it into Ross, who's looking for a quick 1-2 to Borthwick. Borthwick off the boots. Again, down he goes. And here's another chance for Kingussie. Borthwick and Dallas. Oh, a goal! It's Martin Dallas. Martin Dallas has thrown Kingussie yet another lifeline. It's 3-2.
Well, what a strike. What a strike by the young man again. And we say that the ball just lands at them, and it's in between the two. Who's going to hit it? And what a strike.
Well, I have to say we've seen some superb finishing there today. Topped again. I thought the chance had gone. Either of them could have hit it. Borthwick let it go. Forever, Dallas could be thankful of that.
Great
we have
composure
another
as well.
goal. Newtonmore 3, Kingussie 2.
As we saw, the ball was bouncing as well there, and Martin just took his time and waited to steady the ball. That's one thing that Newtonmore defence haven't let Kingussie do all day, is to steady on the ball. And that was interesting, that the defence stood back and waited the ball to hit them rather than running towards them. Derek
Cameron calling for all the players to be 5 yards away when a free hit is taken. Well, my notebook is just about full. Here he goes again, Dallas. This time he's closed down by Frey. Just a lift. What a lift that has given to Kingussie.
I think both keepers have done pretty well today. I don't think they can be blamed for any of the goals so far.
We think Scott Chisholm is going to come on for Newtonmore, but that remains to be seen, because here they go again. Aki McRae gets it up to the forward line, in the heart of the business. Monroe, who's been just a huge presence in midfield for Kingussie since he came on. Ronald Ross away for a wander.
He's been quiet today, Hugh Dan. He hasn't been allowed to play this game.
If I say he's been quiet, he'll net one.
Well,
here it goes. Newtonmore, good turn, and good ball. Here's Glenn McIntosh. He's been pulled back into midfield. Kingussie stick gone, and McIntosh has a free shot. Oh, just over the top. Good advantage play by the referee to allow him to take the shot. Here we go again. That man, the other Campbell, Norman Campbell, no relation. Scott Campbell is originally from Oban.
Very interesting to see that the half forward here for Newtonmore is sitting in at the half back.
Gow with a good ball in. It's into the dangerous area, because Ritchie has had to take it away and clear it. And he's done well, because he's got the ball up to midfield. All around us there is a buzz and a clamour. Aki McRae from the corner on the far side. And it's very close and personal in there, and very close and personal round the pitch too. I don't think I've seen so many people so close to a Shinty match for a long time, Gary.
No, since the BBC started filming live games in 2003, we have seen a lot less people travelling to games as well, for obvious reasons, but as we see today, it's just an outstanding crowd, and a wonderful occasion for Shinty as well with this match.
And it's not finished by any manner of means. We still have a good 20 minutes and more left of this dramatic Camanachd Cup final, where we have Newtonmore leading, edging it. Wonderful play from Louis Monroe. 3-2. Kingussie in arrears, trying to build from the back. Ronald Ross with a good shoulder charge this time. Finds Ryan Borthwick in the corner. He's taken Norman Campbell for a walk. Campbell's too good for him. Norman Campbell. Binney. And go overrunning the ball, just getting a bit soggy in midfield there.
Some of the legs seem to be getting a little bit heavier and tired with the ground conditions underneath. It'll be very hard with the soft ground.
Could be a mistake, but here's a chance for Aki McRae. Oh, and a Kingussie player down, a Newtonmore player down in the box, Lee Bain. Also see there in the background Graham Cormack of the Camanachd Association trying to maintain some order on the touchline. So we don't want the match spoiled by unsavoury incidents, because it's been a classic so far in my book. And there's a few pages to turn, and that's a wonderful tackle again by Norman Campbell. He has been immense. Wonderful touch. In it comes, that's a magnificent strike. Borthwick! Oh!
Well, he seemed to spend a lot of time waiting for it, and he seems to have caught himself in the back of the head as well, with the stick. But here we see, it just seems to sit and wait and wait and wait.
It just didn't come up for him. And that's the scene. If you're in the Kingussie defence, that's the kind of view you've got of the hit-in. It should come right into the penalty box, which is just about where the number 6 is there. It does. Nice clash, smash of the ash overhead from Vinny. Monroe. No quarter given, none asked. MacArthur, good ball. Bain. Well, it takes a good player to do that. Maybe just a little bit adventurous. It goes into the middle and just as well that bobble. There is evidence of tiredness here, Gary, now I can see it.
Absolutely, there are players starting to go down and kind of touch the ground and stretch their backs and the back of their legs and the hamstrings. If this game is going into extra time, then you know there will be even more so. But again, with this heavy field and everything else as well, I think Kingussie, this will suit them better as the Newtonmore players start to slow down.
Kingussie manager Stevie Borthwick is taking on water. Donald Ross and Vinny. Meanwhile, Ryan Borthwick louping towards the goal, and he's put them under pressure. He's won a corner. Borthwick in a hurry. In a hurry, and in a hurry means panic. But no panic from Norman Campbell. What a clearance. What a clearance right up to the other end where Danny McRae's done this holding game. He's played the holding game so well. Again, the Kingussie defenders, Bain, he hasn't missed a tackle. MacArthur just trying a wee bit, and the hand in the back. He knows it himself. Hand in the back. It's got to be shoulder to shoulder.
MacArthur's gone down a few times with slips today. I just wonder if he's using studs or moulds or what he's got on, but more than most, it doesn't seem to be working for him so well with his footwear today.
Ross! Oh, Ronald Ross! Ronald Ross has done it again!
Like I said, it was only a matter of time before he was going to do it. He always gets his at least one goal. And the Kingussie skipper, this is his, dare I say, one of his biggest matches in a decade is playing against Newtonmore in this Camanachd Cup final, and there he is on the score sheet.
Well, this was made out of nothing. Virtually from the penalty spot with a flick of the wrist. With a flick of both wrists, he sent his manager into the air. We have a tie, 3-3. This is unbelievable. Newtonmore 3, Kingussie 3.
Well, who would have thought it? We've got 12 or just under 12 minutes left of normal playing time, 3-3, and the game is raging on.
Borthwick underneath it. This is extraordinary. The game has gone one way and then the other. He's turned it inside out. Meanwhile, the game goes on. Well,
I'm not really sure what he's thinking there, Dan, because he's sitting watching, and he can go on at any moment, given again.
Well, he clearly hasn't understood what's happening, but we'll come back to that.
I actually thought the law was, or the rule was, that you must go off at the centre line and on at the centre line, all substitutes as well.
Well, so it is, but we've set the rules aside for the minute. Dawson. Now, Dawson is an impact player, and I mean that kindly. I make no suggestion about his size or anything, but he is there to launch himself at the goal.
Well, absolutely, and that's why I was making the point about maybe thinking maybe young Butt would go off because of his presence and size at this minute, because he'll also have the legs later on in the game if this was going to go to extra time.
Well, as you can see, the crowd is getting ever closer to the action. In fact, they're crowding our cameras down behind the goal for a picture of commitment.
An absolute warrior, Norman Campbell, and I say he does it week in, week out. And as you touched on before, 3 man of the match medals for the internationals as well. And there's Galax coming on there as well for people that are reading at home.
Well, I am running out of words to describe Norman Campbell's performance today because it's been epic. And he's still got a bit to do, because you cannot write off this Kingussie team. It's there still to be won, this wonderful trophy, the Camanachd Cup, which has been up for grabs since 1896 when Kingussie won it. And it wasn't ready on the day, they had to present it later, but today it will be presented to either Scott Campbell or to Ronald Ross. That man Ross, he's picked it up once before. There are those who think if he picked it up today he would call it quits. I'm not so sure. We'll see. Here we go again. Bain grounded by Aki McRae. The ball fired up, here's Ross away after it. And he's won it again. Ronald Ross breaks it inside to Borthwick. Dawson is free. Oh, a kick there perhaps from Fraser McIntosh, only to Ross. Ross with 2 men. There are 5 minutes of normal time left. We will have extra time of one sort of another. Of course, there is the added spectre of extra time and penalties, which is where we could be heading right at this minute. MacArthur, great ball. Bain, good defence. Again, he gets his lines cleared. That's great play in the midfield. Here's Monroe. Exhibition stuff from Monroe. Fraser McIntosh. The good old-fashioned cleeking or hooking just about robs him, but not enough. It's MacArthur, launches another one. Bain's underneath it, but the ball runs away. We could be even more away from a resolution. Here's a chance for Newtonmore. Oh, down in the box. Claims for a penalty. Claims for a penalty. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. No flags.
No flag.
No flag.
No flag. Deep Cameron saying every time the ball goes in the box, they're looking for a dive. Well,
he went down.
He did. He went down, certainly, and he had the ball at his stick.
Talk us through it.
He's running through, gets the ball. It's hard to see if it was his own exuberance that's brought him down, or a wee nudge.
I'm sure the referee got that one right. That was no penalty. Still smiling. He's almost lost it a couple of times, you have to say. It's threatened to run away from Deep Cameron, but he's held his line. I think he's offended both teams equally, which is no bad thing. We think there will be 3 minutes of extra time, or additional time, I should say. Is there something still to turn this match on its head? Down he goes, whistle goes, Bain, and well, it needs 3 blasts of the whistle at the moment to stop this game. Absolutely. Well,
here we go, Aki McRae and Lee Bain. Lee getting up, trying to clear. And the whistle has gone at this point, I should add.
Twice?
Yes.
Not 3 times. Here we go again. Into the box. And out. MacArthur fires it in. Oh, they're just cutting loose now, Newtonmore. It's a shot, a pop, a go. Kingussie's body's in the way. Desperately chain on and desperately trying to create space. The Kingussie midfield is all over the place. Launched in again. Rory Fraser misses it. Chance for Newtonmore. Out comes Borthwick. He gets it away. It's blue and white all the time. Here they go. Great run, great drive, and white. Bain is absolutely shot here, and Ryan Borthwick has gone back into defence. Bain is just about out on his feet. But here, at the other end, oh, a bobble. The ball bobbled horribly there. I don't know what it hit, but that robbed the chance. We are past the end of normal time.
And here we see Cameron Binney put a great ball in again. The ball comes out and Cheney's running out.
Oh.
It just seems to catch a divot in the ground, and the chance and opportunity's gone.
Don't know what it hit there, but never mind. Here we go. We're counting down. We're in the first minute of additional time. There will be half an hour extra if we can't sort this out in the next 3 minutes. And then we could be facing the dreaded spectre of penalties at the town end. Sorry, the ice rink end, the other end. That's beyond us at the moment. Let's concentrate on Ronald Ross.
Well, he's a very, very man. His name, the history that man's created and made himself over the years, you would not put it past him to hit a winner right now and take the cup back to Kingussie.
Substitution, Martin Dallas is coming on. Bain is going off. Bain is off.
I think that's a good move as well. And
Lee Bain.
Stevie Borthwick, the Kingussie manager, actually asked him to walk off.
Martin Dallas has come back on. Bain has contributed an enormous amount to this match, regardless of how it finishes. And again, Craig Dawson trying to put Michael Ritchie under pressure with a hit out. And Norman Campbell standing well to the side. Here's Ross. What a scoop into the danger area. Ritchie. Oh, a mistake by Ritchie.
That was
good
nearly
pressure.
costly, very, very costly for Newtonmore.
Good pressure it was from the forward who went in on top of him. Louis Monroe. Aki McRae wins the ball. Hits it straight into the heart of a Kingussie jersey. Up it goes, up and under. McRae, oh, Danny McRae. Deflection, a corner to Newtonmore.
And they will not be looking forward to extra time, that's for sure.
They must be on the very edge of the limit at the moment, because we are going into extra time in the 104th Camanachd Cup final. Who is the Scottish champion team? Which is the team to take the Camanachd Cup home? Because Kingussie are hitting 2 hours left. Newtonmore defending this ice rink end and attacking the town end. The pressure the pressure he perceives is being put under by the Kingussie bench, but anyway, set that aside for the moment, because here's Kingussie again, and they've got Ronald Ross. They've put Ronald Ross back up closer to Craig Dawson, just a bit, I suspect. But here we have Borthwick on the ball. Good little pass in. And a quick shot, because it's going to take something like a snapshot or a mistake. Danny McRae looking for Chain, but this time beaten by the combination of Rory Fraser and Hutchison. But again, it's McRae looking for space. McRae, oh, great save! Great save, Andrew Borthwick. Well, he's kept Kingussie in it there. That's Danny McRae.
That's a great...
That had hat-trick written on it.
Absolutely, and Andrew Borthwick down very well with his right foot, and dealt with it well after it as well. Danny turned Rory, got the snapshot away, and a good save as well.
Challenge in midfield, the look. Who is it but Ronald Ross on the backhand? Fires it out to Dawson. Oh, Dawson. And that man Campbell, who for me has been man of the match for everything Danny McRae has done. But we're not finished, because MacArthur, the manager's son, single-handed, just tiring a little bit, desperation. It's about every single pass now. You feel the crowd want to help. There's nothing they can do. That's a wild swing from McRae, and again the wood flying. Well, Newtonmore have passed the first test, and that they haven't lost in the 90 minutes. In terms of their fitness, they're still there. The game is there to be won. which is more than happened in the Macaulay final. But they're a good example of what Gary's talking about, the hitting. It's just been such a drain, a physical and mental drain. Well, he's given that against Kingussie. Borthwick doesn't like it. Aki McRae keeps it going.
Hey, once I blow this, just walk away. Okay?
The referee just said that walk away once he blows the whistle.
It's like wee girls fighting there. Just walk away when I blow that.
Well, you may have heard the referee saying this is embarrassing. It's like wee girls fighting. I don't think so somehow.
No.
Here we go. Newtonmore again. Glenn McIntosh this time turns it back in. Chain. Good tackle to Paul Gow, who's got a spring in his step and enough oomph to get it to the other end of the field, where Dawson gets it to Martin Dallas. Half hit by Dallas, but still dangerous. Bobbling in front of Ritchie. Oh! Far side, MacArthur. He's beaten this time again by Louis Monroe in midfield. He goes for a wander himself. Turns back the other way to Dawson. Dawson, a great challenge again. A great challenge by Campbell. Splinters Dawson's stick with the weight of the tackle. And Danny McRae turns it down the right-hand side. Hutchison again. He's like a terrier. The ball's on the line. Oh. Here's Binney, who's stuck gamely to the task. Corner, they get it across. Newtonmore get it across. Great intervention. Great intervention there by number 4, Gary Monroe. But back it comes. Blue and white shirts all over it. Shane, oh, that took a deflection.
It did.
That took a deflection.
It looked like it came off James Hutchison, but again, Derek Cameron, the referee, and the goal judge don't seem to agree with us here. Glenn McIntosh with the initial shot. The ball comes out, breaks for Chain, and clearly comes off James Hutchison and goes wide.
They'd be queuing up for Shinty if it was like this every week, because this has been truly exceptional. No matter the outcome, they will be talking about this for years. There's young Borthwick. And Borthwick maybe just tiring his eye, took his eye off it. Slid into the tackle.
He seems to have got away with that one again.
There's a former Newtonmore captain, half a smile. Billy Mingus, he knows what this is all about. Turned inside, fired across the goal. Chance for Newtonmore. Aki McRae held off the ball. Well, for me that's a yellow card, Gary, because quite clearly Aki McRae was on the point of shooting there.
Well, yeah, it certainly seemed that he was going to let it go there. And as we see Ryan Borthwick, well, there's nothing really he could do. He was underneath his feet anyway. The referee had to blow and give the foul.
Moving swiftly on, Rory Fraser has a swipe. Danny McRae gets past him in. Oh! Across the face of the goal. And Paul Gow gets it on.
That man again, Danny McRae.
So all the penalty calls have been good decisions so far. Oh, just too much on the ball there from Gow. He's still there though, but MacArthur beats him all end up. It's within range. But fired away. Here's Ryan Borthwick. He's got time. He's got the energy. And Ross goes to ground. Clever play by Ross.
Very clever, and maybe he's a little bit inexperienced there from the youngster Rory Kennedy as he pushes on Ronald Ross's back, and Ronald Ross goes down. All at full time
against Inverness.
Against Inverness, and won 5-2 comfortably in the end. So they've been here before and done it already in the cup.
Ronald Ross. Oh, side netting. Side netting.
He's shouting for a corner, but
well, it's quite clear, no corner.
Here we go, takes a shot. No, it looks just like a miss. But as we're hearing as well, the referee's actually rising as well to the shouts from the players rather than just letting the game go on.
It's half time in extra time. in the 104th Camanachd Cup final. Well, John Mackenzie has gone to full forward for Newtonmore, way to our left. So Mackenzie is attacking the ice rink end of the field, which is where we will have the penalties if we can't resolve this in 15 minutes. There will be 5 apiece, and so on until we get an answer. But let's hope, Gary, that we get an answer before the penalties.
Absolutely, nobody wants to see it getting won in penalties, a Camanachd Cup final.
John Mackenzie, who made an impact when he came on in the Macaulay Cup final. A chance, he gets the ball through. Oh, desperation! Desperation for the Kingussie defenders.
That was just a good, strong, solid play from John Mackenzie. It's a great ball in, and for whatever reason, Andrew Bothwick just seems to miss it, and does enough to get it past.
Well, these are the margins in which championships are won and lost. Gow first to the ball, but beaten by MacArthur. MacArthur, here he comes again. This time it's that man, Louis Munro. Outstanding play from Louis Munro in the midfield since he came on. Ross through to Lee Bain. Oh, well, now this is a foul to Kingussie. There could have been an advantage here, Gary.
It was quite interesting, that Deke Cameron pulled the game back this time, because quite often he's let the game run, and there seemed to be a chance there for the Kingussie forward, but good referee nonetheless. He's given the foul and a chance for Kingussie here.
So the situation is that Kingussie have a free hit. Ronald Ross cannot score from this, but he's passed it. Lee Bain! Oh my goodness!
Well.
There's Ronald Ross. Oh, fouled. Midfield, and that's just piling the pressure on. Kingussie have piled everybody forward from midfield.
Come away.
Munro from the middle. He's got options. He's flicked it out to Ross. Turns and goes down.
Great defensive play by young Rory Kennedy there as well. He's been there. Here we go. Wrong. Ross takes a shot. As we see, he's gone to the ground again, Hugh Dan, which the referee has picked up on before, but
it's a corner. It's across the face of the goal. It's Lee Bain driving in. Oh, there are men in the net. There's all sorts of bodies flying everywhere.
Again.
A tired hit. This man's just got stronger as the game got. Look at that for a hit at this stage in the game. Here's Bain again. Bain, it's taken 2 to deal with him. Binney launches it. McRae kills it. McRae turns it back. There's an extra body. Who's got the will and who's got the legs? Bodies now flying everywhere. It is punishing stuff. Mackenzie over his head. Borthwick tidies. Munro fires it up. It's anybody's game. It's anybody's ball. Oh, a jump tackle there from Stevie McDonald. Ross. Oh, he's got Bain. Bain's going to struggle to get there. Down he goes. Norman Campbell.
Again, outstanding by Norman. As you saw, both Norman's hand were on his stick when they collided with Lee Bain there.
Norman Campbell still there. Look at the pain.
He's given it absolutely everything today. Taking one in the ear, the face, and all over. As you can see, the blood on the top right hand of his shirt as well.
Well, if he doesn't get the Albert Smith Memorial Medal today, regardless of what happens in the rest of the game, I will eat my tie.
I was going to say, I think a few contenders. Certainly Norman's my man of the match as well, but we better not disrespect.
John Mackenzie gets it in. John Mackenzie gets it back. John Mackenzie has a shot, and that almost reminiscent of what happened in the Macaulay Cup final, where he lashed one home. It ain't over.
You can definitely feel even the crowd are starting to get a little quiet. There's just a lot of nerves kicking about now here.
And the sun has come out to cap a wonderful afternoon. Fired back into the heart of the defence. breaks on the far side from us. There's a chance here for Newtonmore. Mackenzie fighting for every ball, literally. Here's a chance though. Fired in. Oh, goal! It's Danny McRae.
Well, there it is. We talked about it. You know, this hat trick, it was coming and coming for him, and that will certainly look like it may take the cup home to Newtonmore. Although what we've seen today, then who knows? But the crowd down below us are just going absolutely mental.
It is a Danny McRae hat trick.
Look at that
That could
smile.
very well have clinched the medal. Oh,
Again,
Norman.
very hard work from John Mackenzie since he came on. And he's managed to get it past Andrew Butt for the third time today.
could this very well be the last throw-up of an extraordinary afternoon? Newtonmore have to put the shutters up. They have to keep the ball up this end of the field. Here they go again. This is where they need the ball, Gary.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, that man John Mackenzie's come on and instantly made an impact to this game, like he did the Macaulay Cup a few weeks ago. And again, that whole fresh legs as well brings up a new lease of life to the forwards with it as well.
Well, there were less than 5 minutes in the clock, officially, or our clock, I should say, when Danny McRae got his third goal. It is absolutely mind-bending, this stuff.
Referee Derek Cameron's trying to hurry up the plays. Newtonmore are trying to calm things down a little, try and run the clock down.
The players are shading their eyes in the afternoon sunshine as the match comes to a dramatic finale. There could be no more dramatic finish. Could there? I wonder. In it goes again. This is where Newtonmore need the ball. We are 2 minutes away. So there. Mackie McRae is the latest to leave the field. Here's Ronald Ross. Does he have a final card to play? Here's a chance for King. Oh, over the bar. Over the bar, high and handsome from Fraser Monroe, and he knows that could have been the last chance.
Just seconds left now in this amazing, amazing final.
We understand that Norman Campbell is man of the match. And here we go. It's not finished yet. That's at least one decision has been taken. You can't really argue, Gary.
Absolutely no, not at all. Norman Campbell has been outstanding this whole match, and it'll mean a great deal to him as well, picking up the Albert Smith medal as well as a winning medal as well, if things continue to stay the way they are.
Well, he's got the full set in terms of man of the match medals now. 3 times man of the match in the international with Ireland, and if he gets the winner's medal, I suppose that's the icing. Derek Cameron is just about ready, I think, to blow the whistle. I think he's just about there. I think he's had enough. It's not quite. I think everybody thought that was it. There's the man of the match. The Albert Smith Memorial Medal goes to Norman Campbell. Hard done by Danny McRae, who got the hat trick, but there it is, all over! It is all over at the Bught Park, and the party can begin in one half of Badenoch.
Scott Campbell there, just about to go up and pick up the Camanachd Cup, but you know, absolutely brilliant. You know, they've done so well getting the team up there, and because they all deserve it. It was a real team effort.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, from start to finish, and as I say, with the Newtonmore manager, they're just running, and he's just got tears in his eyes and the biggest smile on his face. And you know, he was a hero as a Shinty player in the village, and now as a manager, you know, he's taken those young boys through from start to finish from this, and it's a big day for them.
Fraser, you also know, of course, what it's like to go up there and pick up the winner's medal for the Camanachd Cup, and after such a long time for this team, and the work they had to put in to win it today, it's just so sweet.
Absolutely. I think the thing that has to be remembered today is that this is Kingussie Newtonmore, the Badenoch Derby, the show that they put on for people today. Millions will be glued to their TV sets tomorrow when Rangers play Celtic. These guys are amateurs from Two Village. To put on a spectacle like that and to have such a sporting match as well, both teams deserve tremendous credit, but you're absolutely right, for them to finally finish the drought at 25
There's
years.
Norman MacArthur there, but the captain of Newtonmore 2011, Scott Campbell, picking up the trophy. Look at the big smile, look at the tongue coming out, he shakes the head, he can't believe it, but you better believe it, Newtonmore are champions 2011.